We start off with the latest coming in from Ethiopia, where vote counting is currently underway following the delayed parliamentary elections. Results are not expected for several days as the ballots are counted in the vast country of around 110 million. Africa's second most populous country went to the polls on Monday, but an opposition boycott and months-long war in Tigray, along with the logistical challenges, overshadowed the vote in some parts. Some 38 million out of a population of 110 million people were registered to cast ballots. Polling in the war-torn northern Tigray region and other restive parts of the nation was not held because of the ongoing unrest. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who has been facing mounting pressure over the war in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region, has called the polls the country's first free and fair election after decades of oppressive regime. Abiy Ahmed, who faced the voters for the first time since coming to power in 2018, is expected to secure a comfortable majority in the election. Final results are expected to get delayed further. Majority of Ethiopian voters, meanwhile, have voiced their satisfaction over the parliamentary elections.
እንግዲህ ያው በፊት የነበረው ምርጫ ያው የታወቀ ነው ምክንያቱም የነበረው መንግስት አምባገነን መንግስት ነበረ በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነበረ ያውም ፍትሃዊ ምርጫ አርግ ያለው ብሎ ነበር በዛ በኋላ በማግስቱ ነው የማይሆን ነገር ሆኖ የተለየ ውጤት ነው የተነገረው ያሁኑ ምርጫ ግን እጅግ በጣም የሚያስደስትና ፍትሃዊ ምርጫ ነው ደስ የሚል እንትን ነው አካሄዱም በጣም አሪፍ ነው
Meanwhile, intense fighting has broken out in several areas in Ethiopia's northern Tigray between the rebels and the federal forces. The Rebel Tigray Defense Force, or TDF, has claimed to seize several towns in the region following the clashes. The federal army, however, has dismissed the claims, calling it fake news. Let's go straight across now to Coletta Banjohi joining us from Addis Ababa. Tell us more about the circumstances under which the polling was held, the logistical challenges, even while the votes are being counted, and how soon the election results are expected.
Well, in most parts of the country on Monday, the polls went well, although there were irregularities that were recorded. For example, one of the main opposition parties recorded about 207 complaints on the elections day and gave that to the electoral board. And we had opposition members, some of them saying that some of the officials were chased away in some areas and they were refused to observe elections. And also some opposition members especially were concerned that they could not be able to reach other areas in terms of polling because of, amongst other issues, insecurity. Now, so far, the electoral board says about 3 regions in the country were not able to vote on Monday, and they will be able to vote on 6th September. That's the new date that has been put up. So the electoral board says it is struggling. It accepts that there have been challenges, especially insecurity is a big issue. And just like you mentioned, the Tigray region as well, they'll not be able to vote at all, not even 6th September. So it is elections now, vote counting going on in areas that voted, but results will be expected. All the results probably it would be after 3 weeks, but now because some places have to vote on 6th September, the top results will be expected much later.
To what extent will that unrest in the northern Tigray region affect the results as per the experts? We're also getting in reports of intense fighting reported in several areas of the northern region of Tigray between rebels and federal forces. In fact, the most serious fighting since November that's taking place.
Well, in reality, the conflict in the Tigray region really cast a dark shadow on the elections because the elections were happening at a time when in one part of the region, which is the Tigray region with over 5 million people, the United Nations has announced that there is a deteriorating humanitarian crisis. Now, both at home and internationally, that kind of dented the image of the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who is also contesting under his party, the Prosperity Party. So the government, the incumbent government that is on a transitional period, has a lot to do or in terms of convincing people that if it wins, if Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's party wins, then he'll be able to probably bring calm. And yes, there are reports coming out that there are renewed fighting in different parts of the Tigray region, and this comes from the fact that the Tigray region, the TPLF, some of the TPLF leaders sent reports. For example, one of the members sent a Twitter video saying that they had captured some soldiers from government and they were giving back to the government as a present to the Prime Minister. And because of this, there have been reports that people have seen some movements here and there, but the military here, the national military, says it's not as intense as the Tigray People's Liberation Front wants it to look like.
Coletta Vanjohi, appreciate your joining us with those details and the very latest. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.